Alright, so in this video I'm going to be talking about the B side of the map Inferno, and I'm going to start off with the CT side, and starting off with a couple of ground rules, which is that banana is basically the most important part of the map. If you don't have any banana control, you are basically relying on your A and B side hold, and that is obviously very risky, especially if you give up banana for free, as the enemies have a lot of utility left then, and you know, they can just wreck you with executes. In theory, that is, because in matchmaking, the executes of every team suck, as it is pretty much low-level pugging. So, still you don't want to risk it, in my opinion. You want to try to dominate, you want to try to make the life of the A guys easier as well, because the more banana control you have, the more pressure you can put on the enemies, the more, well, the better you can rotate. There's just a bunch of stuff. Either way, you want to go for banana control, and first off, what I'm going to do is show you how to do it. So personally, in Pissed Around, I like buying a molly because more often than not on Inferno, people are doing a B rush. If that is the case, a Molotov is incredibly nice. Just chop it down here at the beginning of the round, and perhaps your teammate wants to go for a peek after. Now, personally, I find this peek a little bit risky because, you know, if there are 5 guys in front of you, then you're in trouble. So perhaps just go for a jump spot or something before falling back. You can always hold the angle before falling back entirely, although I would actually do it a bit wider, as they are pre-aiming this corner, and if you're holding this corner, they gotta adjust their aim. It's less likely that they hit you, and you still got more than enough time to fall back, as to, you know, them not getting the second shot in. Alright, so Pissed Round done. Assuming that you've won, personally what I would do next is establish some ground rules at banana. First thing is, nade banana early. Nade it and face it, challenge it. Make sure that the enemies feel your aggression, because if you do that, then they're gonna be like, yeah, let's wait for the nades, all of that, all of that. The benefit of this entire thing is that the enemies are gonna be expecting the nades in the future. So if you do this just like the first couple of rounds, yeah, the enemies, they're gonna be expecting the nades, and they're gonna have respect of those nades. And more often than not, even if one guy with the best spawn gets into this corner, they're not gonna be waiting back there, and they have a lot of respect for banana, especially if you peek it as well, because now you force them to wait, and they know you're gonna be waiting for them. So yeah, this is a smart move to do, although you want to be careful that they do not have an AWP. Now, as you've established those ground rules, and they're not gonna peek it, what you can do is go for a simple smoke. If you realize they do that, by the way. If you realize they do not do that, well, you should do other stuff first. So yeah, you realize they don't go for banana control anymore, smoke off bottom banana at the beginning of the round, you're golden. Because they're not gonna push through, they're not gonna try to contest it, and they're now in a lot of trouble, because what are they gonna do? In that scenario where you don't have any banana control, and you know, you've ever played Inferno, basically you're gonna feel lost, because as soon as you go A, the enemies already know there's a CT stack, and they're just gonna be waiting as passively as possible. They're not gonna give anything away because they have so much map control. So yeah, that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is go for early bottom smoke, and just make sure that they didn't rush or anything, or they're not currently rushing you rather. Then go for this molly, just line yourself up roughly with this corner. This molly is gonna burn out this corner right here. And then another guy throws a molly towards tree. The benefit of this thing is, as you can see, we're gonna be smoking down here. We're gonna have a molly around here, which is gonna go to this corner as well. And as you can see, we're taking away all of the danger zones. Now, this is a way to take banana control. It costs a lot of utility, unfortunately. 2 mollies and a smoke, but it is very much worth it if you were unable to take banana control beforehand, or the enemies do not have that much respect yet, or whatever. Next up, I personally like going for a boost over to clean out that side, or to clean out anybody who is currently trying to escape from the molly, as that is the least likely thing they're going to be looking at. But obviously you could just also go for a wide peek and push down banana. That also works. From there on, you want to hope that you still have your second smoke, and you just want to make sure that everything's going according to plan. Well, basically what you can do next is you have a couple of options. Either you go aggressive, you play two guys B still, you have the feeling that it's going to be A, so you can even just leave one guy B who's just going to be spotting and who's going to be dropping the smoke, either here by the way or here, depending on how aggressive he wants to be. This is a bit more risky, this is a bit more safe. So yeah, you can't just make sure that they're taking forever, they gotta waste a lot of utility. They run out of time, run out of everything if you get banana control like this. If you gotta retake banana, or if you want to retake, by the way, if you realize the enemies are about to execute B or are just putting a lot of pressure on you, do this smoke and perhaps a nade like this. If you're playing from this position, it's even better because it goes deeper. Never mind that, I'm a liar. But yeah, that is very much, that's very useful. Perhaps if you do a chum throw. Let's see. Yeah, if you do a chum throw, it lands deeper. Question is if you want that. Depends on where they're standing. Anyway, yeah, smoke it off. Where was I before that? I'm not quite sure. I feel like I was going over to transition to the B bomb side, how to hold it. So personally, my favorite positions are, well, you can play up here. I'm just gonna show you every position. You can play up here, you can play up here. I hate this position because it's so one and done and everybody checks it. I love fountain, I love playing right here, and I love playing over the little sprinkly, sparkly thing. If you see at this position right here, you're golden, because basically the enemies, they have such a hard time seeing that. This position right here is also very, very good. For the same reason that the fountain's there. I do not really like dark because you have nowhere to go in this position. You know, you can still play around a bit. Perhaps if there's only one guy left, you could do some major stupid shit like this, because you know, who expects this? Like, you peek, what the fuck? Yeah, then obviously quad, although I'm not too like, it's again a position very easy to clear out to some degree. And it is always gonna get cleared out. It just takes a bit of time. It's good to delay, but it's not my favorite position. However, what I've recently discovered is that this position right here is insane, because people just don't expect it. Like, if you think about it, you clear quad and then all of a sudden somebody's here. So this position right here is the most unexpected thing ever, and I'm always good for at least like 2 kills when I'm playing this position. Coffins obviously is also a great position. Boost is a very, very nice position. What else do we have? Yeah, I think that's about it actually. That's how you want to go for the execute. Counter utility is always smokes, flashes towards pool. That's amazing. If you realize you can't stop them anymore from getting close to side, you can do a smoke like this and play around that. You can also do, if you're smoked off yourself and they've got the B side, you can also go for a molly like this or something like this. I just made that up on the fly, by the way. Guess you wanted to land a bit deeper, right? So let's see if we can. Yeah, here we go. That's incredibly easy, isn't it? Because that's the default plant as well. And even with the smoke down, you should be able to see that. That's a very deep smoke. It's probably not going to be as deep. So yeah, you're still going to be able to see the house. And here you go. We've got a nice molly going on. You, by the way, you can also molly from this position and nade it as well. So yeah, if you're smoked off, no worries. You can still delay the plant. Make sure that it's not a banana plant. All of that sort of stuff. If you want to go for the retake, personally I highly advise going for a banana smoke if you still have one left, even if it's just a like very, very poor one for some reason. I'm unable to throw smokes. Not nice. Yeah, I'm incapable, by the way. I give up. Anyway, go for that. Perhaps for a pool flash. Just go for a retake together. I'm very bad at B retakes, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so another interesting thing. Retaking banana control. So flash like this is incredibly powerful. As you can see, I was spotting for the tree, for the top of the leaves of the tree, and they can basically not see this flash coming. Very nice flash if you want to retake banana control. What I've also found interesting is a combination like this, because it just forces the enemies back entirely, and that's just a great way to establish top banana control at least, and they can smoke it off afterwards. Okay, whatever happened there. And you know, you just kind of re-establish banana control, because now again they're puzzled, because they're in a scenario where they do not necessarily know what to do, as all of a sudden there's a smoke in their face, and they've probably just focused on B a lot, and they were maybe about to execute even. That's also good for getting a bit of damage in. You can also go for a nade afterwards, perhaps more like this or something like that, or not as deep, whatever you want to do. If you have an AWPer, he could go for some sort of re-peek, although he wants to be the one who throws all of that. So yeah, you have a lot of possibility, and basically, as you can see, the basic goal is to just chip away the enemy's utility and the enemy's HP. That is your goal, and basically doing that without dying. And sometimes you can just then obviously give up banana control entirely. So for instance, you've got full banana control, yeah, and you've done that smoke for the last couple of rounds, and you've played 1B, whatever, and the enemies have a lot of respect from you. Yeah, just go passive. There's nothing you need to do, mate. Especially if you think that it's about to be an A execute, you just gotta be the anchor at that point, and perhaps your teammate threw that smoke, and as soon as you hear steps again, then you can smoke it off. So the enemies are just gonna wait, obviously better than I am doing it right now. The enemies are gonna waste a lot of utility. They're gonna be questioning themselves, is he still here? Because the smokes just fade, and you've been playing close and all of that the last couple of rounds, and perhaps you've been even playing you know, one upper back here and one close here. So they're gonna be puzzled as to what is going on. So basically what I'm saying is, make changes, change stuff as often as possible, keep the enemies guessing, and also make sure that you don't just give banana control for free, besides in specific cases where it basically then isn't for free, as the enemies are, well, gonna be wondering as to what's going on. Anyway, I've not talked about the T side yet, have I? So actually I'm just gonna do this in another video, because otherwise it's gonna get too long. So that's it for this video, and see you in the next one.